I feel like I've gotten to a certain age where all the Pixar movies are the same movie now. I don't know if that makes sense.
I like to see one where they're all single. I like to see a Pixar dating app movie. I've never seen a director's commentary for a Pixar movie.
You know who's big into director's commentaries?
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Me.
It's you. You're big into director's commentaries.
It's like the movie, but an annoying person talks over the entire thing.
Narcissistic director who just dubs over everything else afterwards.
Oh, this line is my favorite. Yep, that was a good line. Oh, I forgot about this line.
It's an actor doing the director's commentary. They keep calling out their lines before they get to them.
You'll never see me coming.
Okay, let's start the movie.
Ah! I bet you didn't see that coming.
When's the last time you've seen a smoke detector in action and not for a test?
Well, my house has never burned down, and my workplace has never burned down.
Are you doing your daily affirmations?
And I'm going to change that.
Soon.
When I gain the courage.
Whatever happened to coups? Leading a coup. Oh, Cohen got spooked by that one.
You want to explain that? Oh, wow, that was cool.
Okay, that was
okay.
Another thing, whatever happened to you? Ever seen an owl in real life?
An owl?
An owl.
Okay, so Kellen wants to be in this podcast.
Elementary school teacher who has a severe peanut allergy.
Guys, it was funny the first time when you brought this in, but not only is it my birthday, and not only is it the anniversary of the day that I worked up the courage and left my husband, now it's going to be the anniversary of my death because I'm allergic to peanuts.
Now can we continue with show and tell?
Jeez! Nobody cares about my life.
I'm up for show and tell. Can I go for show
Why
and tell?
did you bring peanuts? I look through everyone's bag at the beginning of the day when you're at recess, and I'm on what I call mommy's lunch break. That's the only time that I enforce that my students call me mommy.
Usually I'm much more lenient about that.
It's very hard being the only male social studies teacher.
I just think it's weird when her boyfriend comes in and she makes the students call him daddy.
Listen, if you are like me, 32 years old, and you worked up the courage to leave your first husband over nonsense, over really forgivable things, then you're gonna make your students call your new boyfriend daddy. That's just how it goes, okay? All right, that's how it goes. And when you have your kid crying to you saying that he's getting bullied for Lord knows why, even though you're his teacher.
Why is my son getting bullied? I would like to. That's why we're here at this parent-teacher conference.
Listen,
does your boyfriend have to be here?
He is the enforcer. That's how you fight bullying these days, right? Cyberbullying is all up here.
You know brass knuckles?
Yeah.
As a weapon.
That seems fair. That's like the most close-range weapon.
Can you imagine getting mugged by someone with brass knuckles? Okay, 1920s henchman.
Yeah. Brass knuckles are usually only seen like like the fourth henchman in a group of about 5 to 6 henchmen would reveal his brass knuckles. Is an ensemble where there are a lot of instruments at play.
Great, I'll take that guy. I'll go for him. Everyone else pulling out their
guns.
Their gun and knife.
He lost his privileges.
He's got a little piece of metal in his hand. Adult diapers, but for children.
It's good. How early in life are we talking?
Well, I didn't put my baby in diapers until he was ready.
Mm-hmm. And did he specifically request them?
He requested them.
Because my baby requests them by crying. And I'm not going to give it to him, because that's just how you got to train them to not cry. You got to train your child not to cry by not giving them anything that they need.
Baby American Idol.
Who is the best baby?
Are baby races at halftime of sporting events ethical?
Is that a thing? I've never seen that.
Okay, turning a shoulder to that.
Well, is there a risk of death, or is there not a risk of death? Are there obstacles that make surviving more difficult at the end of it?
No, then the people aren't going to watch.
No, they're not. I'm sorry, but if one baby doesn't die, then I haven't done my job. I rest my case.
You know the basketball players on the bench that their job is to be very kind of like a mime in that they're celebrating very physically. I think that should be like one position on every team should be a non-basketball related position where they dress them up like a jester for each team.
Maybe like each team can have like they can really go all out with these costumes, and they can literally like they can go based on the team name.
Yes.
Yeah. Sound familiar?
Weddings, but you can't have any of your family there. It only has to be all of your enemies.
Oh, okay. And who are you getting married to exactly?
Whoever they pull up at the last whoever is left at the end. Destination weddings, but you send everyone to a different destination.
Oh, that's interesting. And then everyone zooms in.
Yes.
so the husband and wife, soon to be, are both across the world.
I think there should be destination divorces.
So that implies that there should be like a divorce ceremony.
I think that would be right.
Yeah.
It should be a roast.
Where like everybody roasts everyone.
I think you know how like they'll always like split stuff 50-50?
Yeah.
You should have to give your argument for why you get everything.
Then you have to.
Yeah, and then the judge picks one person to get everything.
And it's just who the judge wants to sleep with.
Yeah, and that includes rights to sleep with. That's right.
Privilege. It's a privilege, not a right. So I can't not do it.
Unfortunately, I have to. Now you can all watch if you'd like.
The cops reading you your privileges. You are more than welcome to come over and stay at my house. You, however, are not obligated to. That is your right. And we don't have to do anything.
You know that thing when they made it so you can't have soldiers live in your house?
Yeah.
What if they leaned into it the other way and you had to have a little spot in your house reserved for soldiers?
But if the soldier ever uses it, they have to spend 18 years with you, and they have to act like they're going from birth to high school graduation.
Yes.
And then they go off to war 18 years later.
When's the last time we had a good war? Old people are so into wars.
Like history of wars?
Yes.
And also, they enjoy the upkeep of war, that's for sure. This is all good stuff to keep in.
We can't use any of this.
Wait, are we allowed to swear?
Okay.
Fuck the soldiers.
No. Garbage man, but it's very clear that he's just picking through the garbage and taking what he wants and leaving other garbage at your house.
Like he hand picks like 9 items for each house, and then he just puts it in his Prius.
Yeah.
And he says, "Thank you. You can leave this out for the next garbage man. He takes a lot more than I do. He takes way
much
more
better
than I
at
do."
this.
Yeah.
We should do a transcribed podcast where we write out a script and then we say everything in the script.
Okay. Page 1.
Aiden just wrote the page numbers.
I was hoping you would do the
I
rest.
did most of the heavy lifting.
Yes.
You know bodybuilders?
I haven't seen Bob the Builder since I was 5. Continue.
Guy who clearly killed Bob the Builder. Caught in red-handed. Caught in red-handed.
What is red-handed? Like, what is it? Like, you have blood on your hand? You were caught red-handed. What is red-handed?
When we because
And
Yeah.
what is caught?
right?
And who's to say
There's
who's dead?
so many problems with the
Are you
judicial
testing
system.
God? Yeah, true. Like, do you really want to be a part of the judicial system that put 9 justices on the Supreme Court? I'm all
Judge
good.
who, there's a court case and it is very quickly escalating. It starts out as a speeding ticket. So you're here today to contest a speeding ticket, from what I understand?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor. Your Honor,
Okay.
Mr. Parsons, sir, Your Honor, I'm very respectful of you. Notice how I stood up when you walked in the room. May I please sit? Everyone else sit. Everyone else sat when the cop man said you can sit. I'm asking you if I can sit. What's your answer? Mr. Honor.
Yeah, go ahead. You can sit down. So you're here to contest a speeding ticket. It says you were going, wow, you were going 120 through the village.
Yes, but the speed limit was 30, which is why I'm kind of in hot water with the law, Your Honor, Mr. Honor.
Are you contesting it?
I don't want to pay that much money. Look, I'll pay the money, but I'm not going to pay that much money because that's bull crap.
Okay. So you don't.
Your Honor.
Why?
And
are
Your
you
Honor, I would have finished that sentence out with something a little more hot and heavy if I didn't have so much respect with you. I'm going to stand up again.
No, you can take a seat, sir. We would love it. We would actually love it if you would take
Your
a
Honor,
seat.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
You're
that.
clearly
I had a bad accident when I smashed my car at 120 miles an hour into the orphanage in the village. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm here.
Okay, so that you're here to.
I would like to call my first witness. Little Timmy, come on, get up here. Timmy, tell him when your parents died.
No, you can't bring a corpse onto the
Look, he was an orphan. He was 3 years old. He was like, okay, all right. So the bloodline is now stopped. Who cares? Their last name was Smith. 100 more. What? The Hydra, right? 100 more in their place.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Honor.
Now-
Anyways, I'm not paying $400 for this shit.
Okay.
Your Honor.
And
And I would have stopped that with, I would have ended that sentence with something little more heavy and hot if I didn't have so much respect for you and I wasn't a little bit attracted to your wife, which I'm not.
Hon, you can head home, I think.
I'm all good, thank you, dear. Thank you so much, dear. I really like this mutual respect that we have for each other and this sort of comfortable bond. I noticed you were holding hands with that woman earlier.
No, please stop trying to handcuff yourself to me. Are any of the cops gonna stop this?
Oh, I paid them off years before this. I planned this whole thing out.
You just admitted to paying off the cops.
We're off the record, right?
No.
Are we? Okay, no, I didn't.
We're not off
I
the
did
record.
not pay them off. No, but that lady who's on her typewriter, she's fallen behind, right?
Okay.
So,
Yes.
and that's why legally I shouldn't have to pay.
No, okay, so you just said made a noise. She
Slow
was
it down.
able to-
Are you videotaping this?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you want to move on to the second? So that was your first thing you're contesting
Yeah.
here, and the second one it just said it. Wow, okay. It's just names.
Yeah.
And you submitted this to me.
Yeah, I got names. If you look, I'm willing to comply. Is all I'm saying. I'm willing to comply. Just handcuff yourself to me for 10 seconds, and I'll comply.
Okay.
You're Mr.
Okay.
Honor.
Okay. Let's do it. I don't usually do this.
Okay, so the first name on here, Chip Smith, is the deceased dad of my first witness. I thought you just, I know, I just wanted to ease into it. He didn't do anything wrong, so I just want to get in. Let's just move on with the names. Should we move on with the names?
No.
You don't want to hear the next name? It's going to be a good name.
Okay.
Al Capone. He did some bad stuff, and I'm willing to tell you what he did. I'll
Okay.
tell you why he's in jail right now.
Okay.
Next name?
No, I want to hear about that.
Al Capone was a mob boss. Now, what a mob is the mafia, like mostly Italians in pop culture.
I'm just gonna skip ahead here.
Okay, sure.
You just
Chicago-based.
You have a lot of names that I clearly recognize from the early 1900s and then going actually into the 1800s.
How about Jimmy the Jet Tank?
Okay, that's
recognize
a new
him?
one. That's a new one.
Now, he was part of the mob. Now, he's what we call a bookie, right? A bookie. These are fun names.
Are you getting the stenographer? I love acapella groups. I love them. I can't say enough good things about them.
I can. Once I get to all the acapella stuff and I start getting into instruments, I can't say anything good about them.
An acapella group when they find out about instruments.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Yeah, especially the beatboxer. I could have been singing this whole time. A beatboxer who finds out about Phil Collins.
As well as free healthcare in other countries.
Are you kidding me? I could have been deducting everything. I don't know how this works. It's the same as taxes,
you could not
I
have been
assume.
deducting everything.
How about a real estate agent who is disgusted by by bathrooms?
And this is it's a two bed two other room.
Wait, two bed, two bath?
Yeah. What was that? Sorry. What was the second word?
Oh, bath.
Get out of the house.
You want to just take us on the tour? I think maybe,
I
and then
don't-
we'll get out of
I
there.
don't think we see eye to eye. I would know if I'd be comfortable doing that.
Are you kidding me? I think we can sue you if we don't buy the house. If you don't sell us this house.
If
if you don't sell us this house right now, we will sue you.
Okay, good. I'm glad the level of crazy has been reciprocated.
At least we're self-aware about it.
We have a good laugh. Now, anyways, getting back to it.
Yeah. Did you bring your gun?
Hot air balloons. Why? How does that work? Like they're like, all right, I'll see you 150 miles from here, and in one direction.
Oh, One Direction is on the hot air.
In one direction.
Do you think 1D's getting back together?
The One Direction fan base, no, there is no
Most
better.
delusional.
Yes, there is no other fan base that thinks that their thing is getting back together more than One Direction. Like, not even the Beatles.
Maybe the Soviet nation of Russia?
You mean the USSR?
Yeah. Or are you one of them?
Thank you. Yeah. No, we abbreviate it for. They abbreviate it for shortness. I abbreviate it for fun. Continue.
Guy who thinks you after you get the tattoo, you can give feedback and say, then you can like switch it up after. So we're going with the face tat today. Ambitious.
Yeah, I made up
Okay.
my mind.
Oh, okay, good. That's good. So it looks like you
I
just
feel
want.
entirely confident.
Okay, what you're pitching me here. You just want an overlay of a baby's face right on top of your facial features, so you're gonna look like a baby.
Oh, speaking of which, did you get the picture that I emailed you? Because it's very similar to what you described.
I did. That was what I was.
Okay, that would have been freaky.
Okay, let's get to work. Let me. Okay, it's done. What do you think?
Did you get the other picture that I emailed you?
It was like hundreds of sets of legs.
Hundreds of sets of legs. Oh, I get a kick out of myself. What did you used to want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a professional baseball player, for sure.
I was actually convinced that I was going to be an NFL player because my aunt once said I had great hands. And then when our older brother got a concussion playing like 8th grade football and we weren't allowed to play, I was very sad.
Because that meant your dreams and hopes were
Yeah,
out the
and then I had
window.
to start converting my hand talent into something else. And we all know what path that led me down to. And I'm still trying to drag my way out of it.
Making soap.
Making soap, which is so...
From what I understand, a big part of, well, at least from media representation, a big part of Boy Scouts is making soap into things.
Really? I heard that another big part happened about hand stuff. Well said, Doc. Okay. Making soap, really? I know that they do the cars, right? And I know that they go out into the woods. I know that they do one-on-one meetings to make sure that all the Boy Scouts are doing good.
When was the last time you had a candy cane?
About probably December, if I had to guess. Might have been January. One of those leftover, like, one of those disgusting green and dark green candy canes that I left over.
Bringing home candy canes from the nuclear plant.
Yeah, well, it's better than bringing home nukes. So get off my case about it, dear.
You know how people will bring stuff home from work that
Yeah.
they're giving out for free because
The
they're
military?
expired.
Guys, we won the war, so all these prisoners, somebody's got to take them. They should do more death-based flash mobs, where everyone just pretends to drop dead, and then one guy who doesn't know what's happening actually dies. We would shoot him.
Okay, so continuing with our dance plans for the flash
Well, I don't know,
mob.
because flash mobs are coming back, and I just think we got to start it off with a bang. And everyone's so desensitized to violence, the guy won't even see it coming.
When's the last time you parallel parked?
I don't know where the ball is.
No, Aiden lost the ball, so he's looking for it. I haven't parallel parked since I took my test, and a lot of people talked about that you don't need to parallel park after passing the test. So my question is, why teach such a niche skill if you aren't going to use it often? There's so many other things that you could. And I also feel my driver's test wasn't particularly challenging. I feel like it was if you're gonna be on the roads and you could potentially hurt people with your car. Not that you should. Not that should be your intention.
Found it!
He's back. You're back.
When were you going to tell me?
There's no surprise party.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Okay, thank you. Thank God. Because my blood pressure couldn't handle it.
Me, who has thousands of thumbtacks strapped to my body.
I'm a hugger.
Come here. Yeah, putting on one of those free hug signs and standing in the wall with hundreds
That's
of
really
thousands
funny
of
with that.
thumbtacks taped to yourself. Guy who charges for hugs next to the free hugs person. But you can tell
charges
his
for
hugs are
hugs?
way better. And you can see why what you're paying for.
You know,
right?
that's illegal in some states. Kellen, Kellen, pull up porn on your work computer.
Hey buddy, my computer's down. you mind if you could search something up for me?
Either I have to charge it, or the government found out what I was looking at, so the battery's dead.
Yeah. So anyways, if you could just type this in for me.
If you could just type this in, I'm gonna dictate. Okay.
Yeah. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
So pull up Incognito on Google.
Okay, sure.
Incognito. You know how to
Sure,
spell that?
yes, I got
Okay.
that browser,
And
yep.
now look up P.
Okay. P.
Well, oh, I'm sorry. You got to go to Pornhub first. Okay, now look up P and just whatever comes up first. That's
Great.
good.
Are you walking away after that?
All right, no, listen. You are gonna thank me. You are gonna thank me in 3, 2, 1, loudly so the boss can hear.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for.
Loudly so the boss can hear.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for. Thanks
I
for
don't
doing
think
that.
the boss can hear.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, he can hear. The Google Incognito window.
What is the actual function of?
Like,
Incognito?
why did Google think? Okay, so we're at a Google HQ meeting and somebody's pitching the Incognito window.
Yeah. So I'm next. Okay. So some of us have been getting, when we look things up, some of us have been getting word that we should not be.
I'm sorry. Could you elaborate a little bit?
Sure.
Is it?
Sure. So sometimes when I, on my lunch, when I want to do stuff,
You want? Oh.
and you don't want people seeing and what if we did it? What if there was a darker color scheme?
And there was a little man wearing glasses.
And also just like as a fun sort of addition, if your search history was not shown in this browser, but what if it was just like a different color scheme? I think that would be a fun.
Wait. Okay. So what's the commercial use of this? Like, what would people
Sure,
be using this
sure.
for on the daily basis?
Sure. Let's say you look something up at work, and it's maybe not good. Maybe that would be a use.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much gonna be it.
So is
Whatever happened to www?
www dot.
Yeah.
Also, it's really weird that we went with www. Like,
I think they could have just gone with W.
yeah,
To be honest.
seriously. Or just like, there's nothing that doesn't start with www dot. So why do we need it? Why don't we just not use it at all?
So there's first responders, yes.
What I'm more interested in is who else is responding. Guys, I got this. I got my own hose. Okay, I know I'm not the first one here, but I would like to join in if I can. What was your least favorite part about those old Disney shows?
Disney shows taught me about Central Time earlier than I ever needed to know. Definitely. Didn't teach me what it was, but it just meant that there were 2 potential times the show could be on.
Catch Phineas and Ferb, 9/8/7 Central, 9/8/7 Central.
You know, which one was the Central?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's on right now. If you missed it, drive an hour behind you, and it'll be on again.
Guy who wants to get rid of time.
We're going in a different direction. Magic. 24 hours of it, to be exact. Get the picture? Did you get the picture that I sent you?
I got the
Okay,
picture.
good. Yeah.
I got the picture. You ever been to a laundromat?
Yes. Like, imagine there were like dishwasher mats. Like, it's just clothes washing. Like, that's the only appliance that you go to a room full of it to use. What if there were like
Going to the
fridge
microwave
mats?
house.
Yeah. What, anybody need anything heated up this week? Do you have 19 quarters? I'm making a hot pocket. How about a fridge mat?
Anyone need anything kept cold for?
Does anybody need any food? I'm going to the fridge-o-mat. Does anybody need their hand washed? I'm going to the sink-o-mat. and I will wash your hands.
You know those buses? They're the normal buses, and then the hammerhead, like, flat buses.
Yeah, it's got to be something about aerodynamics.
So when you hit people, it's much more.
Yeah. Also, like, how do you pop the hood on those? Let's see what we're working with. Do you know how the hood works in this car? Seems I've been hoodwinked.
That's the issue right there. The hood doesn't open.
We need to do more doctor bits.
Right. A doctor gets on an airplane.
Let me guess. Non-smoking. Young people want to be old, and old people want to be young, and middle people just want to die. It's a phase you got to get through. But listen, son, I assume you want to die.
You don't. Oh, honey, something's wrong with the baby. Ever babysit?
Yeah, I used to babysit all the time. Did you? Yeah. Why'd you stop?
I aged out of it.
Excuse me?
I stopped relating to the kids.
Oh, okay. Look, one thing about family, you never stop relating to them.
Babysitting is all about watching the same movie about 700 times.
Yeah, that's all it's about.
That's all it's about.
Yeah, you just sit back, you watch the same movie about 700 times, and you ignore those kids.
And you
You don't put them in bed. You don't put them in the toilet. You don't give them their food. You watch the same movie. What was your babysitting movie?
Inside Out.
Really? I would always try to pressure the kids into watching a movie I wanted to watch. Okay, look. We can watch Toy Story 3 or we can watch Scarface. We're just going to fast forward to the death scenes. Only the violent ones. If anyone dies peacefully in bed, I haven't seen the movie. So, what do you say? Ian?
I don't think you gave me much of a choice.
Well, at least you're a very apt 11-year-old.
You know when after a play date you would stand like with your parent at the front door, and
Yeah.
like, he was great. He was great. And they like give like a little performance review before you leave.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
He was the delight. He's welcome back anytime.
You're always.
Yes. They like to do absolutes when they're help yourself to anything in the fridge. You're welcome
Anything you
anytime.
want.
You can have anything you want. I'll give you everything.
Mm-hmm. There are those parents that actually that will give you anything.
And there are the ones that will not. And you have to kind of smoke that. You have to
You have to
vibe it
smoke them
out. You have to smoke them out.
All right, your serve.